Aliens.
Aliens, yeah.
I'm not going.
Well, you want me to do this?
No, I meant like I'm not going down there. Fuck that.
Oh, I thought you meant I'm
you
not
got
doing
me messed up. They think it's the same alien that she faced in part 1. Then I'm not going back there.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're crazy.
Plural?
Yeah.
Who?
literally, who? Like, more than one? Excuse me?
Yeah, first it was alien, now it's aliens. Hold on, what? Back it up.
Right.
This is a Valiant Star podcast. Enjoy.
What's good, beautiful nerds and nerdettes, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerds Be Like podcast, episode 84. As always, It's me, Patty, with me, a smaller crew today of Dan, Eric, and Lenny.
What up?
Good?
Hi.
All right, so so it's a much shorter crew, like you said. We teased a little bit of what we're gonna do today, but why don't you tell us what we're doing, Patty?
So today we are essentially starting, I would call it a new series on the podcast called Director's Cut, where in this episode and future episodes we're going to be picking out specific directors that we really enjoy and just looking at what we think are some of their best works. Normally it's going to be like, well, I would say like just three.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one's 3, but
this one's 3, could be more. Probably wouldn't be less.
Just one movie.
Just one. Just one really good movie that we like. And it's like, we don't like the rest of you.
Jordan Peele. That's the only exception, I believe.
That probably right now. And for those of you listening on other platforms, like YouTube.com, make sure you hit the like button. Like, do it like right now.
Yeah, there's gonna be a little animation on there. I'm pretty proud of that.
And along with, other platforms that you might be using, we now have a Discord that you can use. You can check that link out in the description. Join it. It's pretty awesome. We got a lot of cool things going on in there.
Yeah, pretty much we're using that right now as we speak.
It's where we are.
Yeah. All right. So that being said, let's go jump into some lightning round. You ready, Eric?
Yes, I am.
All right.
All right, let's go. So we're gonna start off with J.J. Abrams. So J.J. Abrams has officially started working on a Superman movie. It's being said that it might be a reboot focused on, who is it? Val Zod?
Yeah, so it's an alternate Superman.
Yeah.
I know he's black, but I don't know if there's certain other characters.
He gets to direct that? That's a tragedy. Because I saw that get teased, leaked, maybe whatever, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm excited for that. But if he's directing it, that's a nay from me, dog.
It's a Superman for Janae automatically.
Oh God, here we go.
What's that point?
Look,
we're watching Man of Steel after this.
It's a nay for me because it's because of Man of Steel, because I feel like they're doing
because of JJ.
They're doing Henry Cavill dirty. That's it for me.
Jonah Hill has been announced as the next Superman. No, I'm just kidding.
My God.
I don't even want to answer it. All right. So next, another Game of Thrones alumni. Her name is Indira Varma. I'm pretty sure in Game of Thrones she was Pedro Pascal's sister, and they had that weird relationship in there. Like, I'm 90% sure. She has been cast in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Once again, don't know what it is. Possibly
I don't know
a new
either.
character.
It's a series about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
No, not the series. The person they cast. I don't know either, but I'm excited for this.
I think the rumor I saw floating around was Satine.
Yeah, I mean, dude, any new female cast in the Obi-Wan series, they're like, oh, Satine. Because that's the only one comes to mind that when you have Obi-Wan. I'm sure there's gonna be a new character or something like that. What up? What's next?
That's yay, I guess. I'm for Disney
if
right
it's
now.
Satine,
Star
it's
Wars.
in May. Stay dead for all I care.
All right. Next, I guess. Melissa McCarthy has been spotted on set of Thor: Love and Thunder as the fake Hela alongside Matt Damon's fake Loki. So we're getting another like Ragnarok scene, I'm assuming, where they redid it in a play. So Melissa McCarthy as Hela, I think that's hilarious. I mean, we don't really like her around here. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean that came back to bite us in the ass.
It really did. We talked about her.
We talked about it like like not a couple episodes, maybe like 6 episodes ago.
Was it overrated or?
It's been a while. Yeah, that's the one.
That way. Wow.
That was your pick too, wasn't it?
I think it was.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, that was overrated, right?
Yeah. So I'm sending a whatchamacallit, a set photo just so you could see.
That is an L from us.
It's alright. I don't know.
Oh my god, that looks so dumb.
It's hilarious
I think it's supposed to be dumb on purpose, though.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know.
Who plays Thor is like Chris Hemsworth's other brother. So like,
yeah, the third Hemsworth.
Hilarious. Yeah, the third Hemsworth. So like, it's hilarious. But
yeah.
Yeah, literally, that's the only thing I can say.
Like it's Melissa McCarthy, so that's tragic. But it's another theater scene.
I
so
think
it's
she'll.
like,
I think it'll be funny. I'm not gonna lie.
It'll be fun.
It'll probably be funny. All right. So here you go, Lenny. Hugh Grant has been cast as the villain in the live-action D&D movie. Don't know who it is. Don't know if it's a monster or like an actual person.
Well, if it's a main villain, then
Hugh
it should be
Grant
a person.
Is a pretty good actor, but it's just like
Hugh Grant
I don't know, the
in
D&D movie.
Yeah, like,
he's a good actor, but just not in that. That's not a good environment.
Let's just say it's not the Hugh Grant part of that statement that gets us upset. let's leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Oh my god,
we're not upset at Hugh Grant.
He's doing things.
I'm not mad at him.
How do you feel, Lenny?
It's a meh. I'm on that thing where it's just like, why would you do a live action of something? But since D&D is a game, technically, it doesn't matter as much. But then again, you can just play D&D.
Just play game.
I'll give it a meh.
That's what I'm saying. You know, why would I want to watch Kevin Hart in the Borderlands movie when I can just play Borderlands?
That's a good point. Just play
every
Borderlands.
episode,
every week, it has been this. All right.
Like I said, I don't like Kevin Hart.
Moving on.
Okay. Moving on. So, Netflix has announced that their series Jupiter's Legacy, focusing on a generation of superheroes that has protected the world for a long time, centuries apparently. Moving on to the next generation of heroes, starring Josh. How do you say his last name?
Duhamel.
Yeah, I can never say it.
The guy from Transformers.
Yeah. It's getting released on May 7th. Now, this series has been in production, like filming, since like 2018.
He looks like Timothy Oliphant.
I know, and they confuse me all the time.
The guy from Cobb Vanth.
Yeah, send a picture of both of them. They're like the same age too.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, you mean to tell me that isn't the same person?
Exactly.
No. One's from Transformers, the other one's from Mandalorian.
The left is a Transformers.
Yeah,
no, the right.
The right is.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the right is Mando.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Oh my god, this sounds kind of cool. I'm actually really interested in this.
Yeah, like since 2018 they were filming this. This is like,
you give me a sci-fi and I'm gonna watch it.
I'll watch it too.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. I don't use Netflix, so sure.
There you go. Take my word for it. All right. So Epic Games, for some odd ass reason, has bought out Fall Guys developer Mediatonic. What does this mean?
This shit was so funny, dude. Yeah. Basically, it means that there's going to be Fortnite in Fall Guys.
That sucks. All right, next.
Don't forget that.
I mean, Mediatonic. I mean, Fall Guys. Well, I mean, it's not very popular now, but when it was popular, it was like the biggest game in the world, like gaming wise. So I don't know. I feel like there are some guys at Mediatonic that they might have an idea of what they're doing.
Look, Mom, it's that guy from Fortnite.
Fortnite, right. You little Fortnite.
So last up.
For the last thing in lightning round, Aliens Fire Team, for some reason there's 2 colons in there, a co-op PvE game with RPG progression elements. Explain it to me, please.
Oh, well, no. So the reason why there's 2 colons is because the name of the game is literally Aliens: Fire Team.
A co-op. Yeah, there was. I just
I put it there because shut up.
You forgot.
No,
yeah.
I understand. I'm just saying. But go ahead.
So honestly, I forget who the fuck is developing this, but basically I think it's 1 to 3 player co-op PvE game, kind of RPG-ish. There's like classes, leveling shit. And it's literally just you go in to whatever, I don't like however like the worlds work, levels work, stages, missions. We don't know
most
a lot
likely,
about it.
like a lot of them, what the cutscenes look like, they're in the ship. So it's gonna be like Colonial Marines. If you played it, it's going to probably be something like that. And
just massacring fucking xenomorphs. Apparently, there's 30 different kinds of xenomorphs.
Jeez.
Yes, there are, and they're very complicated. And
that's a lot. I think that's
Yeah.
more than we've seen in the movies.
Yes, because we've only seen like
amount.
I think we've only seen like 4 different types in like all the movie. No,
maybe
5,
like
I want to say
less than 10. No more than 10.
Yeah,
because there's like, I mean,
there's drone warriors, queens. There's the dogs, and then Predalians. Those are the 5 that I remember.
So we're gonna play this together, is what you're telling me?
I mean, it's fucking RPG alien game. Like, hello.
How many players can be in that?
He said 1 to 3.
I think it said 1 to 3, but we don't know. I mean, not much is known about.
This is just announced, right?
I got my fire team. Lenny and Patty.
Okay.
And it's going to be on Steam.
It's on Steam right now. You can add it to your wish list.
Sold Irons. Okay, so this is apparently the only game from this developer, but it could be
Cold Iron.
Cold Iron. Yeah, I've never heard of them. Actually, I just want to see.
Style, I want to say, looks very similar to that one zombie game that's like actually good, but not a lot of people talk about because I'm stupid. DayZ, World War Z.
It's a third-person game too. It's not first person.
That's why I'm like thinking World War Z. Like
that looks like what we were just watching too. Like the trailers on it.
Well, yeah,
literally to a T.
So
it's a dub for me.
Yeah,
it's a dub for me.
Big yeah.
Yeah, it's a yay. Because, wow.
Because today, yeah. All right. So that's it for lightning round. Let's move on to straight up news. All right. So this has been I know this happened, and I know 2 people who got really upset about this, but you got to explain it to me just a tiny bit. So Pokemon Gen 4 remakes were announced, as well as the Pokemon Legends what?
Arceus.
Okay. So explain what this is. 'Cause I know people got mad.
Yes, it's the reason why Antonio's not here. I'm kidding. But
That's not the reason.
It's not the reason. It's not
the reason. The Gen 4 remakes, I forget which one that is specifically. Is it like
Diamond and Pearl?
Diamond and Pearl? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just remaking Diamond and Pearl. I forget what type of style it's gonna be.
People calling it like it's kind of like chibi style.
Chibi style? Oh god, okay. I found it.
That's basically the style.
So it looks like they're just making it more for kids, but it looks like they want to encap like the original Pokemon, but also make it 3D somehow. So like, I guess
it doesn't look. I mean, the looks really doesn't matter with a fucking Pokemon game. Yeah. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, it's Gen 4. I feel like. I mean, I know Tums does, but I think he would say that the correct opinion is that Gen 4 is the best gen. So that's his take.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never played Gen 4. I am excited to get to play Gen 4. I don't it's gonna be a higher visual quality, but it should realistically be the same story and mechanics that people are gonna remember. So that's what matters.
Yeah, I would hope.
But I think that the game that honestly I was a little bit more excited about is Pokemon Legends, because this takes Pokemon actually back in time to like the feudal area of second of the game's it's like based in Japan, the Sinnoh region, I think.
Yeah,
and so,
I think so.
It's like really like ancient times. It's cool because like everything's different. Like, so like the way the Pokeballs work, they're like steam powered in this game, and it's like it's an open world game where you like truly open world where you're like roaming around.
It's Breath of the Wild with Pokemon. You can like crouch in the bushes and throw Pokeballs at Pokemon.
So yeah, this isn't. I don't think this is 100% confirmed, but I'm pretty confident that wild Pokemon will just openly attack you, just out and about. As the player, because no, like they'll literally just come at you and try to kill you.
Oh,
you will get the battle music because you can dodge roll, and the existence of a dodge roll implies you, the player, having combat mechanics, and that's important. That's what matters. But I like it. It looks cool. I like how because it's like a much older game. They have like the starters that you get to choose from are from multiple different gens. So it's not just like 3 starters of one generation. I think it's Rowlet, Oshawott, and I forget what the third one. Oh, it's Cyndaquil.
Cyndaquil?
Yeah, they're like trying to. I don't know why they chose Cyndaquil, but like they're trying to go off of like the theme of like ancient Japan, because Oshawott, its final evolution is supposed to be like a samurai theme, and then Rowlet is like an archer. That's its whole thing. It becomes its final evolution is an archer. Cyndaquil, I don't know where it fits in because it's just the bear thing that's on fire.
A flaming bear, something spiritual.
That's really it. That's all it is. I don't know where they got that from, but that's what they chose. I don't really care. It's fucking cool. The game looks fucking great.
Looks nice. People say it's a Genshin ripoff, but Genshin ripped off, Zelda.
Genshin ripped off Breath of the Wild and did it better.
So like, there's not a lot of talking room there.
Yeah, who cares? You can have your anime girls in one game and your Pokemon in the other.
Exactly.
Like shut the fuck up.
So this Paramount Plus news came about I think after we stopped recording. So we have like massive like exclusive things for the Paramount Plus. Though there's one exception, because I think Eric and I couldn't find whether or not the first one is part of that exclusivity. But we have Halo. That's the series, I think, that's going to be released in 2022. I think that's what he meant. It's going to be produced by Showtime. So that's where we were like, we're not sure if that's going to be exclusive as well, or if it's going to be on both, or like what exactly the distribution is going to be in. But everything else that I'm going to name is exclusive to Paramount Plus. So these are the next couple are going to be for like more theater releases. So we have A Quiet Place 2, Mission Impossible 7, Top Gun 2, and the Snake Eyes movie. They're going to stream for 45 days after their theatrical release. So I guess somewhat similar to the things we've been seeing with video on demand and everything like that with not necessarily Disney, but like other streaming platforms, like I'd say HBO Max, or I forget who distributed Trolls 2, but I think that. Oh yeah, I think we talked about this very briefly, but
yeah, I'm like looking down the list of these, and I'm just like, this is a disappointment after a disappointment.
You're absolutely right.
I'm just like not excited for any of these.
It's just weird. I don't know if that's the one that we were talking about though. If it's going straight to there, said
we talked,
a sequel.
Where that one should go straight to.
I mean, we talked about Halo. Bro. I know we talked about Halo, Eric, but I don't know if we talked about Paranormal. So the next topic I'm just going to say is the Paranormal Activity sequel.
But I don't know if it's the one that we were talking. I don't know if it's like additional one and not the one we were talking about.
Because I know there was a reboot we talked about.
Yeah.
So
technically it's a sequel.
There's no...
like, who knows?
The wording here is a little weird again. I don't know. Let's see. Beavis and Butthead. They're getting a movie.
No.
That's too late. Like
far too late. That's
a whole different generation. Of
nobody's gonna, because they're just so.
They get canceled.
Beavis and Butthead. Just they were funny when they came out, but like
it's gonna get
canceled. Didn't age well.
No,
it did not.
You're right.
That was like 90. Oh, that was in the 90s?
Yeah.
It lasted up until
Definitely.
2011.
A very different time.
Well, I think they got rebooted in
that's what I was
2011.
saying.
Yeah, and people just didn't watch it anymore. Nobody watches it anymore.
Like, I get that it's like people watched it, but I don't think it would be a good idea to bring it back like right now.
No, it's not a good.
No.
Sensitive.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like 20-ish years too late.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
There maybe could have been room for it, but like not right now. I'm confused about this part, but there's going to be a Pet Cemetery origin movie or series.
I hate it.
I don't know what they didn't.
I don't like it.
Confirm.
They didn't specify, did they? Okay.
Yeah, it's just
like
weird
it
the way
one
they
bit.
said it.
Weird.
Let's just call it just an origin
The
story.
original were
Like,
fine. There was a remake that existed. I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about
As I'm going through these are just like they're holding on to like
A lot.
so
it's just-
much.
it's a lot
thin
of
just holding on
straws.
to threads.
Yeah, that's what I
it's
meant.
Such unnecessary. They're all cash grabs based on
Yeah.
names. Like literally,
So,
you go down the list. It's just
Next
names.
up, we have live action Fairly Odd Parents series. Again, we had a
Disgusting.
live action thing, but
Nobody
People
will
still
play
watch-
Timmy Turner better than Drake Bell. I'm just saying it. I'm coming out and saying it. That's it. It's a wrap.
we also have a live action Dora the Explorer series.
Bro, we
Disgusting.
tried that. Once again, we tried that.
They did. They made
There was a
those,
movie.
We did. We had the movie.
and they were bad.
I'm surprised there's no like Ninja Turtles thing in here.
I am
Honestly,
too.
I think this last one is the only one I'm like remotely okay.
Okay, so last up we have a Rugrats reboot coming in to us in not live action, in CG form.
It's a 3D version.
So it's returning with the original cast, pretty
That's
much.
the only reason why I'm okay with it. It's because it's like, okay, they're not like recasting everyone. It's like all the people who did it before, it's like the people who did it in the first place, they were okay with doing it again.
And that kind of gives you a little
Fine.
bit of confidence. Like, okay, maybe this could be a
It's
good
like the
thing.
cast believed in this project enough.
They dropped like a little teaser, and it looked. I mean, I think at first I was like, "This looks terrible," but it grew on me. So it's
The
not.
animation's different, but it's not bad. I'm just glad that it's the original cast. That's
Makes
a
it
good thing.
bearable.
Yeah.
That makes it okay.
Yeah.
It makes it passable in my book. It's like it might be a cash grab, but at least the people making it are going to care about it.
Yeah, I think that's it for that, though. I mean, like I said, there's just a lot of things here that just feel like, oh, we can turn this into a series, even though it ran for one season. Like,
Yeah.
or like we've only shown the pilot, but we can make it like a fucking movie or something. Like it just doesn't feel right. I guess maybe one of these things is gonna take off. If any fun, it's gonna be the last one.
The Pet Cemetery, the reboots did, or I guess the previous remakes of the movies. There was only one. I haven't made the second one yet. I hope they don't. So it's like, why are we fucking getting a movie or not a movie, a series or a movie?
Okay, all right. So I know we talked about this, but like, who here is gonna get Paramount Plus?
I might just because of
If
Halo.
Eric gets it, I'll just The
Yeah,
only thing I would want to watch is Quiet Place 2.
yeah,
Oh,
I
I
want
watch
to see all
Halo.
that too. The movies mostly too, because Snake Eyes, that's supposed to be like really good.
Yeah.
And I think it comes out tomorrow. Well, while we're shooting this, Paramount Plus launches tomorrow on the 4th.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
okay.
So yeah, so we'll see.
I mean, if there's gonna be some like Ninja Turtles content on there,
There is.
we'll see. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. HBO Max has original Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Like,
but
those
this
were-
is who owns it now. It's Viacom.
That's what I'm saying. Is it gonna go to
They might not renew their rights.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna watch the Ninja Turtles movie when it's an HBO Max. Well, it's still there.
Weird shit
For
like
now.
that does happen.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's it for straight up news. This went pretty quick. I think maybe Lightning was 10. This one was like 15 minutes. All right, so like Patty was saying at the beginning of the episode, we have this new series of director's cut that we're bringing into the podcast. I don't remember how this came about.
It was
I remember
me and Patty.
I was gonna say I remember you, Eric, talking about something, bringing it up, but I don't know what how it came up.
Talk about please. What is it? I don't remember either.
I think we were talking about episodes, and then we started talking about good directors, and we said we should do director episodes.
Right, because we had like Nolan and Tarantino brought up.
Yeah. Tarantino.
Well, I mean, we have maybe 4 others.
Yeah, we think about it a lot.
Yeah, there's I'll definitely find some more when I'm. Oh, you put some more now today, Eric.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot more that we have. I mean,
right when we started.
Yeah. I mean, so obviously we're gonna be doing not Ridley Scott. Fucking.
I'm
thinking of Ripley. Sorry. We're doing James Cameron, and we've selected 3 movies. For us to watch and for us to sort of, I guess, compare and see how his directing. Well, yeah.
Watch.
So we have Aliens, which is the second in the franchise. We have Terminator 2, and sadly we don't have a second one in this franchise. But we do have Avatar, the blue people one. Yeah.
Avatar.
We were a little late on getting 3 sequels.
The other one was M. Night Shyamalan, and we don't talk about that. I don't think we're gonna have an episode of M. Night Shyamalan. So
he can't get a fucking episode.
Maybe.
No.
All right. So we have these synopses that we're gonna be talking about right before we get into more of the questions. So Lenny, why don't you start us off with Aliens?
All right, Alien. So, after floating in space for 57 years, Ripley's shuttle is found by a deep space salvage team. She then joins a rescue team of Marines going to rescue colonists on LV-426. Upon returning to the colony, the Marines find only one survivor, which is a 9-year-old girl named Newt. But even these battle-hardened Marines are no match for the hundreds of aliens that have invaded the colony.
That's...
Aliens.
Aliens, yeah.
I'm not going.
Well, you want me to do this?
No. I meant I'm not going down there. Fuck that.
Oh, I thought you meant I'm not
doing
it.
Messed up. They think it's the same alien that she faced in part 1. Then I'm not going back there.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're crazy.
Plural.
Yeah.
Who?
literally, who? More than one? Excuse me.
Yeah. First it was alien. Now it's aliens. Hold on. What? Back it up.
Yo, keep the planet. I'm done.
Right. Throw away the planet. Keep the keys. All right, let's see. Next we have a Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Dan, don't
boom. Oh, I was gonna let you do that.
But... Boom. You're looking for this? Hold on.
Yeah.
That was it. All right. Set 11 years after the original Terminator, young John Connor is targeted by a shape-shifting Terminator known as the T-1000, who is sent from the future to kill him. At the same time, a different Terminator from the first one, the T-800, Jesus Christ, has been sent back to protect the young John Connor by his future self, right? As John and his mother go on the run with the T-800, the boy forms an unexpected bond with the robot because he never had a father growing up. There you go.
Father figure, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Hell yeah.
Boom, you're looking for
Boom, you're looking for this. I'm just saying, this was good. I think it aged pretty well.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one we saw today.
Probably
the pinnacle of the Terminator movies.
The best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all 6.
Yeah, I mean, they did other ones. I mean,
downward spiral from there.
I have them all. So.
They did 3, then they did a sequel to 2 again with 6, and the sequel to 2 again with the latest one. It's very complicated.
If you think about it, Aliens as a series kind of did the same thing.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I mean,
it wasn't a complete downward spiral.
By the third one,
similar
James
direction.
Cameron stopped with Aliens, and then he'd stopped with Terminator 2, and then he'd stopped.
But they all had his name attached to it, which is the weird
the
part.
creator. I would like to. How much you want to bet he's gonna be like? All right, I'm done with Avatar.
Oh, he already. No,
3.
he said he's done making all other movies because he's working on Avatar for the rest of his life.
Jeez.
That's it for him. That's what he said one day. He said, because the technology is finally here, I'm probably going to work on these for the rest of my life. And that's why he didn't do, what is it? What was the one we were just watching? Dark whatever?
Dark Fate?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was a producer
Phoenix.
on that.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
It's like the technology's here. I can live forever.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So before we move on to Avatar, I'll say so this is spoilers for Avatar, the Blue People one, Terminator 2, and Aliens, because I know I didn't mention that up top. So
I mean, they've been out long enough.
Avatar, you might be able to get it past, but Terminator 2 and Aliens, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't Avatar one of the highest movies of all time until
highest grossing?
Yeah.
For a while.
Fuck. And Titanic and fuck that.
Yeah, he topped Titanic and with this one.
That's sad. You topped yourself with yourself.
You played yourself.
Pause.
And then Marvel Studios happened,
and then they bought all these movies. Now they own everything, which is weird as hell.
All right, Avatar, the Blue People.
So, on the lush alien world of Pandora, with the Na'vi people, beings who appear primitive but are actually highly evolved. Because
but actually no.
Actually no. Because the plant's environment is poisonous, human Na'vi hybrids called avatars, well, with an original title, must link to human minds to allow free movement on Pandora. Jake Sully, 2 first names, by the way, cringe, paralyzed former Marine, becomes mobile again through one such avatar and falls in love with a Na'vi woman. As a bond with her grows, he's drawn into a battle of the survival of her world.
Yes.
Sully is her first name?
No, Jake is the first name.
No, he said there's 2 first names. Now I'm saying Sully's the
two
first name?
names. Cringe.
Yeah, Sully is technically a first name. Have you not played Uncharted?
Sullivan?
Yeah.
Sullivan's a first name?
Isn't one of the 2 from Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure his name wasn't Sully. And that's a monster.
Sully is also...
Yeah, who gives
monsters
shit for
have
first
names? Dumb.
They don't have basic names though.
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. So this we literally went from release date to release date because Aliens came out in like 87, was it? 6? Okay. 6. And Terminator 2 91 and Avatar 2009. Yeah.
Jeez.
Every time I think of like 2009, I accidentally say 209 because I'm like
sometimes I forget 2009 is like a real year. You know what I mean? Yeah, it just comes up as one of those. That 2009 that could have happened. It just went from 8 to 10.
Yeah. All right, so like now that we have all the cards down, all the movies down, let's kind of just jump straight into the first question. So obviously I think that every director has their like specific aesthetic that they have or signature look that they give for each film that they do. For example, I can say what Nolan has like weird.
Yo.
What?
Yo. Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah, he does like some weird things, I guess.
Bro, Tenet was crazy.
Yeah, I know, like some real trippy things. I didn't know how to explain that too. Thanks for thanks for just stopping me there. I don't know exactly others. I mean, I don't want to get too much into other ones. So
I got Tarantino. What's up?
Yeah, Tarantino. I don't want to get into all of them because I don't want to give away for every other director we're doing. Like, so obviously every director has their specific aesthetic. What do you think the aesthetic for James Cameron? Like, what do you think that his aesthetic is in these 3 movies?
It's like something like building suspense.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Sci-fi suspense.
Yeah, sci-fi. Yeah.
Because I know he did that really well with I know that Avatar's more like this grandiose kind of thing, but like the first Aliens movie and the first Terminator movie were horror centric.
Yeah, I mean the first Aliens movie, I don't think you really see the actual aliens until like over an hour in.
Yeah,
it's a very long time. So you actually see anything. When you do, it's like
holy
sudden, in your face. It's like very like I guess you say like almost like explosive. Like they're everywhere, and it's just massive.
Like the corpse that was on the table.
Yeah, there's just like shit going everywhere.
So yeah, he clearly has this like keen eye for like suspense, and I think that like really ran through in the first 2 movies. It's like, you know, the first Aliens and the first Terminator, because it's very horror centric. And I think going on to the sequels, like yes, it had like say Aliens, for example, it had like more of a war film aesthetic, but it also had the like real horror aesthetic as well, because it's like a nice carry on to like what they were doing. And then with Terminator, we had this big reveal that Arnold Schwarzenegger's character is not the evil Terminator. Yeah. I mean, I feel like early on you could tell that the other guy is like clearly bad, not a good guy.
Yeah, I could tell pretty quickly.
But
I mean, but if you never watched this, or if you didn't know, like first watching this, you would think someone coming back from the first one to finish the second one being a good guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's some things like now you're realizing, oh yeah, he's being really weird with like John Connor's like foster parents, or when he's asking questions, he's like, oh, what are you doing?
You're looking for this kid a little too.
You're looking for this.
Wow, that's a thing this episode.
I know, right?
Great.
We're glad I did that.
Oh man, Eric, you're in charge of all this.
I really am. I do this like almost every week.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
Oh god.
And with Avatar, I think the suspense there is like, it's like, what is the discovery of like this new world that they're learning from, and like, and also like who the real bad guys are, because I mean, I have not watched it in such a long time, but I remember it very clearly. Like, you can, throughout the movie, you're like, oh, the Avatar, the Na'vi are like, they might be bad, they might be this. There's like this constant conflict. They might try to
kick the humans out. Then it's actually like,
it turns out humans, the bad guys.
Big surprise, Earth are the bad people.
Maybe not,
Oh no,
whoa, we're bad. Hey, war crimes, Americas.
Oh man,
let's go, dude.
Wow.
But I would say, I don't know if maybe suspense is like less of a part. I would say like in an Avatar, I feel like the biggest thing that you see from like James Cameron's, I guess you could say, aesthetic is like his love of like using like the newest technology,
right,
and like CG.
That's also another thing that he did. We should have mentioned that as well. Like, he constantly one ups himself going forward.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of what George Lucas was trying to do with like Star Wars and everything like that. Like, in Terminator 2, that liquid metal effect, though you can sort of feel like, oh, it's clearly CGI.
Yeah.
Now, like back then, like it was
next thing,
like
marvelous. Yeah. And like with the xenomorphs, obviously we're not going to talk about Aliens 3 with like the weird outline and everything, but they look pretty good.
I think it was like the puppeteering was great too.
Yeah. Avatar was like the first. I mean, the reason, pretty much like one of the biggest reasons why it was like the highest grossing film of all time was because it was like truly the first great 3D movie.
I was gonna say experience too.
Yeah. He used 3D, like this new technology that that had been used in like the early 2000s, and like but you had like a lot of like shitty horror remakes that used 3D, and they were all pretty bad. But he was like the first person who like took 3D and was like, I'm gonna do this the right way, and he did it, and he did it phenomenally.
Yeah, because I mean, that when that movie came out, like 3D like skyrocketed because people were like, "Oh, now we can do something with this."
You can do it right, and you can do it good. Yeah.
I mean, some people failed, and like others prevailed, but like,
most people failed.
It's just a really like sort of his sort of dedication to try to improve on his like technology and the work that he's doing. I think that like that also shows
new technology and advances in the industry to make the best movie possible.
Yeah,
like really just shows like how unbelievably dedicated this guy is to making the best possible movie he can.
So, I mean, the effects for Avatar, they still hold up. Like, they still look pretty good, but like, it's just, I think moving forward, whenever the second one's released, there's gonna be a real jump in like how it looks and how it feels.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this next Avatar movie could do like absolutely
numbers.
Yeah,
I mean, what?
Shit.
10 plus years in the making.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's sort of suspense, and it's very much technology where he like shines through.
He also has a bunch of military in all of his. If you notice, like militia, military type going on.
I would say maybe the only exception is T2.
But
if you want to count the
flashback, flash forward.
Yeah, the military in the future.
The intro sequence.
The machine revolution.
Where the humans are
if you want to count, you know what?
They had a bunch of cops lined up. You remember that when they came to the facility?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that what you mean? I mean, a big part of his other aesthetic is like, I mean, with these three movies in particular, it's sci-fi. I'm not gonna say Titanic is sci-fi because it's obviously not. But like the big part of these three movies are sci-fi. Whether it's talking about like literal like robots in the future or different types of aliens, he still covers the ground of sci-fi, and like a different way than like, say for example, Star Wars, because it feels more
grounded.
Exactly. I was gonna say real world, but I think grounded is a better word.
Grounded, yeah. Like it could happen, but like not really. But it makes you believe that it would.
But it's like, it's believable, but that this could happen.
Yeah. Like the aesthetic in the Aliens movie, like you can tell it's like a little bit older.
They're set like so far, and they're like hundreds of years in the future.
They still use technology that like feels a little old, but
maybe who's to say that we're not flying around in spaceships in like 2030 something
with synthesoids.
Yeah, with synthesoids still doing the fucking knife beam.
I know, right? All right, let's move on to the next question. So, like I said, we obviously picked movies that are years apart, but do you think his style changed over time?
I would say yes,
for the better.
In the sense of what how I said, like with his signature, aesthetic, how he always used the the technology of the time.
Yeah,
I think that's basically the biggest stylistic change, is that he was always adapting like what he was using, like effects wise, in his movies. Because like when we watch, in the Aliens, there's not a lot of CG, mostly practical effects that are done. They're really, really great. Practical effects, they're really fucking cool. Giant mech suit Ripley beating the shit out of a fucking alien queen. That is really goddamn cool, And then only it's 5 years later, right? Yeah, 5 years later in Terminator 2, he's got the liquid metal effects.
Both, CG and practical with like...
it was practical.
Yeah.
Like the helicopter going under the underpass. I think it was me and Dan were watching a video essay. I forget, the guy took a clip from some interview probably, and I forget.
Oh no, he took he took a clip off. What's the director of Dark Fate, Eric? The guy who did Tim Miller. Okay, so he took a clip from one of the interviews, or a director explains action sequence or whatever, and so he literally made a supercut of every time Tim Miller said, "This is CGI, this is CGI, this is CGI, this is CGI." Like the wheels on this car is not real. It's not moving.
It's really bad. It's so many times where he's the sparks are CGI.
Like nothing's real. Like and you jump to Terminator 2 where it has the helicopter
going under an underpass, and he's just like, that is a helicopter going under an underpass. Like that's it. That's really real. Happened.
Yeah, so that specifically, that was more about action sequences and everything, how that obviously I feel like if he seems to me that he would do some, to this day he would try to do some practical stuff.
Yeah, I feel like he really cares about practical, because there's right after the helicopter scene, there's where Arnold's on the trailer with the T-1000 driving the liquid nitrogen or whatever in it.
Yeah.
And he's actually, or I don't know if it's Arnold or stunt double, but there's an actual person on the tractor trailer as it's rolling down into the whatever the fuck it is, the factory thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, when he jumps off,
and when he jumps off of it and he's rolling on the ground, it's it's kind of obvious CG, but it's
yeah. At the time,
that had to happen, but it still works perfectly fine. It's not horrendous CG.
I laughed when I saw it because I forgot he did the roll.
The roll is the CG roll. It's not great.
He transformed. It was like Transformers.
Yeah,
it really was.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
And even in that same sequence, in the factory sequence, the whole when the T-1000 is like messing up Arnold's face with the metal bar.
Yeah.
Like he's smashing it into the wall. Like there nowadays you could just CGI the face smash, but at the same time wouldn't feel natural when like they use like a
dummy.
Yeah, well,
dummy.
I would say some animatronics in the head and everything because he did kind of have expressions while he was getting hit in the head. But like every time, like you could every time you saw a close up when it was getting hit in the head, like you can see that it's practical and it's not like some like weird CG amalgamation or anything like that. And like in one sense, like it's good because you're not using like weird like over excessive CG. Yeah. So like in that regard, that is the action bit. I think we rambled on a little bit of the action, but like I think that's pretty interesting about that. So in terms of what you were saying about technology and everything, that his style did change. Do you want to talk about more of like the way he develops stories and like the change style? Because I mean, with Avatar, it's a bit different going into that direction because like it's a little more like earnest and more like I like the term grandiose because it's more like a action adventure there more than it is any like horror elements.
I'd say Terminator is probably like an action thriller. Yeah. Aliens is more of just like straight up horror thriller, like some action in it. But it's almost like, I don't know how I want to say, like false action, but it's like action just trying to like distract you from the horror.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's probably the best way you could say it, put it.
And then Avatar is just straight up action adventure. There's not really horror there, not really thriller.
I thought you were gonna say Avatar is just straight up ass. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Also straight up ass. But yeah, no, I would say that I mean each like movie has like they're like thematically a little bit different. Terminator 2 and Aliens are the closest to each other, whereas Avatar is the outlier.
What was the movies that he did between T2 and Avatar?
Titanic.
Okay, I was gonna say I think it's just the one, right?
I think it's Titanic and something else. It's like one other one. He didn't do much.
The Abyss.
Yeah. The Abyss. I forgot about that one. It's when it's like he got into submarines. Monster. Yeah, he got into submarines at the time.
Oh, I forget about the water monster.
Yeah, I mean, so they're going off of that. I mean, like I think the water monster one, I think again is close to Aliens and Terminator. But Titanic is probably the
most out there.
The most out there, but at the same time, I guess it's somewhat close to Avatar, where it has this love story and this connection, that like the other couples don't have. Yeah. So in that sense, yeah, like it's very, like I think there's that like same thematic, thread that each film has. There are maybe some that feel like out and about, but there's still some connections to just at least one thing. Anything else we want to talk about with that question?
That's about it.
That's about it. All right. I think this one is going to be interesting because I want to know what everyone's opinion.
I mean, I feel like we kind of know.
Yeah, but I mean,
there might be a split down the middle. Who's to say?
So, you know, I can go with any single movie in his discography. I just want to let you know.
Well, no, we're talking about these ones.
I know, but like,
Eric, what is your personal favorite?
Do I have to? My personal favorite?
You have to.
Out of
these three,
T2.
T2.
I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I do it.
Like I
want to know why.
I grew up watching this. This was one of those ones where I watched with my mom a lot of times. So like, it's just. Oh,
it's ingrained in your head now.
Yeah, that and also what's his name? Who played John Connor? Edward Furlong?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I think this was like his first movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, in the credits it literally says introducing Edward Furlong.
Okay, so like for me, he was like the best part of the whole movie because that just like shows how grounded and like even though he grew up the way he did, he still seemed innocent to the Terminator, you know? So I just like the way his character, he started teaching the Terminator stuff, and that's the father figure he never had.
Yeah, and no, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was gonna say, even though he had like some father figures, but he just didn't care enough.
Yeah, because very early on, like when he's in the garage fixing his ride, I forgot what it's called. Well, the little motorcycle thing that he has, like his dirt bike. There you go. His mom's yelling at him like, go clean your room or whatever, and his dad comes out, well, foster dad, and he's like, come on, let's do this. He's like, come on, you gotta, yeah, exactly, you gotta help do this other thing. And he's like, I'm not paying attention to you. Like, obviously, there's that rebelliousness, but when he meets, Arnold's character, like there's like for a second, he's like, oh, you're gonna kill me. It's like, oh, but wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
It just seems like this, like this sort of innocent guardian that he's not, because in a way, he's not gonna judge. He's not gonna judge him for like what his past is or what he's done or whatever.
He doesn't
more like
care about anything. Just cares about keeping him alive.
Exactly.
That's what he was told to do.
By himself.
No, by his old self.
I also find it funny that the kid also, his old self, told the robot that he had to listen to him as a child.
I mean, I think he's just
as a rebellious child.
I don't think he's programmed like that. I think he's just programmed to listen to him, and like on a higher level, that is him. So technically, he has to listen to him. I just think he didn't think it through that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
That's fine.
It's like, oh yeah, I can't like not listen to you. You created me, but you really didn't. But like, paradox.
You didn't make me yet, so like.
But technically, you're going to, so I have to listen to you.
Let's go with Lenny's favorite.
My favorite?
Yeah, even though I know the answer.
Oh man, this is a curb. It's Aliens.
Yeah. You were telling us when we were watching it that you've seen it multiple times.
Okay. It's one of those movies where it's like, if I'm not watching Jurassic Park, I'm watching Aliens. And the Aliens, the first two Alien movies were more ready to me than like, I want to say the second and third Jurassic Park. And having like a actual sci-fi movie to watch like intrigued me a lot. Because there's other things, but like, I just liked aliens and like the concept of them because they're just an invasive species that are also apex predators. So I've gotten a little bit. There's a point where I've gotten too much in the lore, but now I forgot it. But I still know a lot about it. So Aliens is just like an old favorite of mine that I've even like done some research into. So it's hard for me to not say it.
Yeah.
With this list.
So you mean you've done your research on this franchise before? And
yeah, I've done my research on Aliens and a little bit of Predator.
Have you seen the Predator versus Aliens or whatever it's called?
Which one?
Well, I mean that series of movies.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Which is why like I get confused with the timeline a little bit because they're like Alien vs Predator is before certain things, but AVP is like basically modern.
Yeah, I think when AVP Requiem, which is the second one, I think when it came out, it was like based on current day.
Yeah.
Very close to it.
Yeah, I think that is literally like one of the most modern, even like 2010 region, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you want to go, Pat, or you want me to go?
Let's go. You go, so we don't have back to back.
Okay. So, I had not seen this movie in quite a while, but I do remember watching it with my grandfather. Although I don't know if I understood what was going on, because I think I like watched it like in between like the not prison break, but the psychiatric ward break or whatever you want to call it. When I'm obviously talking about Terminator 2. So I watched it like my first time with my grandfather, like in Spanish, because I think it was on Telemundo or something like that. I'm not kidding.
As soon as you said Spanish, I was like, Telemundo. I
just see the liquid metal Terminator just go straight into the bars. I'm like, oh my god, I don't think I'm supposed to be watching this movie. I don't know. There is that like there's something about it, like the Terminator franchise that really fascinates me. It's like the like never ending war kind of situation. so I'd never seen the first one when the second one was shown to me, and so I was just really intrigued, like because I knew who Arnold Schwarzenegger was. I just didn't like see his movies like that. And there's something that like seemed really intriguing about this like non-speaking, like, or maybe he does speak, but just not like overly speaking dude who protects this little kid, like Eric was talking about, like that father figure. I'm like, oh, that's really really interesting. And then I started like, I don't know, maybe 10 years maybe passed or something like that, like maybe 8-10 years, and I like researched more about the Terminator. I think maybe around the time when Genesis came out, so maybe not 10 years. Was that like 2014? Eric,
what is it? Genesis?
Genesis,
15.
yeah. 15? Okay. Because I know
I like how you just take my word for it now. Like, I don't...
Because you have the movies, dog.
I know, but like I could be wrong.
So a funny thing is, I saw Genesis with my dad. We were having like a movie night. I saw Genesis, and he's like,
"Yeah." It was 15.
By the end of it, we were like, "Yeah, this is not good."
Your ass.
But like, just that reintroduction to the universe, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I kind of want to see T2 again," and just like being amazed by like the action and like obviously the twist that I'd forgotten about. It's just the effects still hold up. The things that like we were mentioning up top with the story. I think this is definitely the pinnacle of the Terminator franchise, because there's not, after 2 they were just kind of trying to replicate the formula of 2 because that worked, and they're like, I mean, Salvation didn't do the same thing. It did something different, but like real far off.
Future.
Yeah. But I mean, props to that. But I mean, it just didn't work for the Terminator franchise. And then we got Genesis, then Dark Fate, and obviously Rise of the Machines, which is the third one.
Yeah.
But like each film after like 3, retcon 3 to not exist.
Bro, 3 wasn't even that bad. Like, I've seen it a lot. I don't think it was that bad.
It feels like a parody of 2. That's my only problem with 3. Because like there's so many like gags. Like, you know how like, all right, I know you Petty may have not seen it. I don't know if Lenny, you've seen 3.
May have a while ago.
So at the beginning, instead of a Terminator coming in, it's like, I need your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle, and he says that at a bar. He goes to was it a gentleman? No,
it was an actual bar. It was just ladies' night.
Oh, okay. So I know there was male strippers in the
it was bar. Just ladies' night.
And I heard, I mean, there was a podcast that I listened to, and they were talking about this. They're like, he's pretty much wearing like tearaway pants the entire movie, because that's what he's wearing. And like he just gets like these like pink or something like that sunglasses, because it's like, oh, it fits because the Terminator from 2 had sunglasses. But it just feels like this kind of like parody that didn't really work. And like the killer Terminator was more of a step down. No, I mean, like there's nothing really that compares to 2 anymore. Not even from Dark Fate either. Dark Fate has a good idea, but I don't think it works.
Dark Fate just retconned everything.
Yeah, I think Patty and I were watching that same video essay, so it just felt really weird with that.
Yeah, they don't look good.
It's just funny that like every movie after 3 just retcons 3 to not exist.
Yeah. Well, Salvation like retcon didn't even retcon nothing. It was just too far off.
Yeah, but it had like a CGI Arnold.
Yo,
that's the closest
that
thing we had.
upset me. Yeah, that terrible. That one upset me.
But like, yeah, I don't know. The funny thing is, we did watch this like prior to recording, maybe like an hour or 2 before recording, and I'm already like, all right, so when are we watching it again? Because it's just a great movie and a great time, and I feel like as a kid, if I watched this like a lot, I mean, if I watched this, I definitely would have put it on repeat as I did back in the day. Because I know I watched the Ninja Turtles movie a lot, and I just would put it on loop. I know I would definitely do that. I think that's it for me. All right, Petty.
All right.
Last up.
Everyone's surprised.
The Blue People.
My favorite movie is The Blue People. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's Aliens.
Aliens.
Aliens. I just love xenomorphs. They are some cool ass motherfuckers. It's kind of sad that they get fucked up in most of the Aliens Predators movies. But hey,
we won't talk about that.
We don't have to talk about it. But no, I mean, I just love horror movies.
That makes sense.
Genre, probably my favorite genre of movies, and Aliens is probably one of the greatest horror movies of all time. So it's hard to not love it. You'd have to cringe to not like it.
Your experience with horror like really brought you into the tale. But did you see this one first, or did you see the other one, the first one?
I watched them in order.
Oh, okay.
Because I started really watching horror. There's this YouTube channel called Deadbeat, where this guy does a series called Kill Count, which is kind of like a joke series about horror movies.
Yes.
That's basically how it was. It was like I would like watch a Kill Count episode, and I'd be like, you know what? I want to watch that movie. And I was like, man, I really fucking like this.
So is there a particular reason why this one stood out more? I mean, because I know it seemed like you had a fun time watching Terminator.
I think literally just because it was more horror.
More horror.
Yeah, there's more. Because like nothing really happens except for like suspense building for like the first hour of Aliens. Whereas in Terminator 2, there's a lot more action early on.
I mean, yeah, the straight up bar fight.
Smaller action points to like the big build up. Whereas Aliens, it is like nothing but suspenseful build up until the very big action at the second half of the movie. I just think I just enjoy like the suspenseful build up more than just like the smaller bits of action in between.
Is there anything you want to say for that? Anything else?
Aliens are cooler than Predators. That's my hot take.
Mic drop, yeah.
It's my controversial opinion. They're cooler.
Wow, this is going to be awkward when we have to do a Predator on.
Hey, we're going to talk about
it. So I know the Na'vi world didn't get as much love.
I was going to say, as it should.
As anything we just talked about. But I mean, I don't think it's his worst film.
I would probably say that's The Abyss.
It's okay, all right.
I would probably say The Abyss.
Wow.
We don't have to talk about Water Monster.
It's not his worst film, but I just feel like there's something different about it that I'm like, it just doesn't interest me as much. And I think also the fact that like the sequel to this is coming in like 10 years later, I think it's just kind of funny.
I think it's just the probably out of all of them, it's probably the worst story.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah,
it's the story.
Yes.
It looks fantastic.
It's a phenomenal movie, but I think the story just. I mean, it's still. I mean, obviously, it has to be a good story because it was for a long time highest grossing
for like 10
movie.
years too. I think.
Yeah, for like almost 10 years, it was the highest grossing movie of all time, and there wasn't really a close second, right?
Titanic.
So it had to be. It was a good enough story that went with some phenomenal visuals. But I think comparatively to all of his other works, it leaves a lot to be desired.
It's one of the weakest. It's not the weakest, like we just said.
The Abyss.
It's the weakest of the three.
Yeah, the three that we've chosen. That's the better.
It's definitely.
Well, these are probably like the best three, just in our taste.
Yeah.
This is our taste. Like Titanic, don't get me wrong, I probably would put it in there if we did 5. But like that would have been a longer episode.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck.
Very much longer episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do an Avatar episode in 2028 when the 5th one comes out.
Oh my god. I was gonna say when the second one comes out we'll review it, but like no.
Well yeah, the second one comes out in 2022 though, so like I'm not even thinking about that.
I'm not even why are you thinking of so far up ahead, like 2028 or whatever?
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
Cringe.
Yeah, I mean it's probably the weakest story out of the 3. I mean there's definitely fans of this franchise out there.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, to us, I think Aliens and T2 are really high up there. And
us more.
Yeah. Like, I'm glad we did this because I really like fucking Terminator 2. And it gave me an opportunity to watch Aliens completely. So
I just can't believe that they made a movie about a Fortnite character. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
Now I'm leaving. I'm actually leaving. You didn't need to say that. I was having a good time. And then you had to bring that up.
I hate you.
You just brought it up.
I
so
love it
much.
here.
You should die. Can't say that.
Well, this seems to be quite a short a bit episode.
I was gonna say, do you want to end it off with some James Cameron trivia?
All right. Yeah, actually, you know what? We could do that.
All right.
Do you have trivia?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
You realize who I am. Did you know that he was married to Linda Hamilton and they have a kid together? Because I did not.
What?
Bro,
Really?
Yeah. They were married from 1997 to 1999. He was married to Sarah Connor.
Yes, that's her name.
Jeez.
Jeez. I didn't know that. He's had 4 wives.
5.
Oh, 5. It says spouse and it says his current wife.
It says more.
Yeah, but then it says more.
When it says more, that's really bad.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Yeah. Man's got money.
I didn't know they were together.
What else? He is left-handed and he drew the picture of Rose in the Titanic. The one that Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to
Draw me like
drawing.
your French girls.
It was actually James Cameron.
Oh, wow.
Oh, actually, Dan, I wanted to talk to you about this. The fact that he got denied for a Spider-Man movie before Sam Raimi.
You know why, though, right?
Because it was, like, brutal.
It's super weird, yeah.
It was brutal and super weird, yes, I know. But Leonardo DiCaprio as Spider-Man in the early 2000s, that would have been... fits. We need to do an episode on movies that never got made. Jeez.
I think we've done something like that. We can do it again.
Reboot.
I mean, no, not like that. It was like a what if scenario, but
Reboot.
I guess I mean we could work something with that. That is so. I don't like his version of that. We can talk about it another day, but like I don't like his version. That's so weird.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think the only thing they carried to the Sam Raimi one was that the web shooters weren't real. They were organic.
Yeah, they
webs.
were his skin, which I keep talking about, and it's weird.
I don't understand that.
Oh yeah, he was the first person to reach the deepest part of the Mariana Trench. I know that one.
Right. Because yeah, I remember like at that time when he was doing that movie, he was so into like aquatic shit.
If you look down his his director, he directed a lot of water stuff. Yeah. I guess he's like one of the renowned people for that. I wouldn't know. But,
what his signature aesthetic? Water.
Well, apparently a bunch of the avatars, the future ones, are filmed underwater.
Yeah, I saw that too. So it's I don't understand.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
How that's gonna look.
I don't know either. It's gonna be so
super weird. So I think that's it for this episode. Let us know what your out of these 3, what your favorite James Cameron film is.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see, like, because I want to know like who, not in a bad way, but I do want to know like who out there is a big fan of the Avatar, the Blue People film.
Yeah, Blue Man Group.
Because I'm saying not in a bad way. Because I'm like I said, I know there's fans of it. I just haven't like talked to about Avatar like that in a long time. All right, so thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Nerds Be Like podcast, wherever that may have been. If you want to switch that up, we're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, and YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell for that.
Ding them off.
Ding. We like Patty mentioned up top. We also have a Discord server for you guys. It's like a community thing. We post like any like news that we find. Patty usually updates the video game one very frequently.
What did I say?
Speaking of social media, though, we do have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're at Nerds Be Like Pod. There you'll get like regularly updated when we have our things uploaded. We also have an email you guys can send us like formally thing. If you can, you can also DM us on the social media. But if you want to send it a more formal way, we have an email at nerdsbelikePod@gmail.com. If Eric doesn't respond to it, which he will on the DM on Instagram, I can cover you on the Gmail. And let's see, for the review. All right, if you guys want to review the podcast, that would probably just be on the iTunes app. I don't think that's any on any other place. You know, we would love to read out a review.
5.
We love to read
I gotta be petty. 5 stars.
5 stars. Get some more reading. Don't worry about it.
We'll read out the review. If you like send one in. Let's see. Merch. So I don't think Eric wants to do it. So I'll move forward with this. We have a merch store right now. We're gonna see if we're gonna switch it up to any other place right now. But for the moment, we're on TeePublic. The link will literally just be in the description. We have all kinds of designs from our logo to a WandaVision shirt that is becoming to be very popular. It's I think it's still like such a simple design, but I still really like Easter eggy kind of is. We also have new shirts coming in as well. These designs could be featured on a shirt, a mug, tapestry. So if you guys want to buy one of those designs, that link will be in the description. And last but not least, we have links and resources for just general for donations. Again, not for us, but for others and ways to help. That will be linked in the description. There's various links there you can check out. So next week, we assume WandaVision is going to be all set and ready and all done and everything like that. So, I mean, I don't think there's going to be a 10th episode, but we're going to be getting our most likely the last episode in the next couple days. So come back for that when we look behind the curtain of WandaVision. That is it. So thank you everyone for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.